Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay and welcome back to our Might and Magic 8 100% run. In this episode, let's be honest. The bombshell of the previous episode of robbing the Dragon Horde was always going to be a tough act to follow. But in this episode, we are going to start easing into our proper playthrough of the game. And we are probably going to go back to Dagger Wound at some point in this episode, but we're not going to do the whole Dagger Wound questline just yet, because there are a couple other things that I realized we need to do. First one is a kind of an obvious thing. We've gained a bit of experience for our party. The green indicator on the experience bar is telling us that they are ready to level up, and indeed, the green text on the level number as well is also telling us that it is time to gain some levels. Now, before I gain some levels, it's the 9th of February. It's basically immediately after we robbed the dragons in Garrote Gorge. One important number to keep in mind is that Garrote Gorge and the Dragon Cave will both reset every 6 months. However, they are separate zones, so it's possible that they won't always reset along, like on the same day. In fact, it will always be slightly different because first you enter Garrote Gorge, then you enter the Dragon Caves, so they will always be offset slightly, but they can become offset even more. For example, if you set your Lloyd's Beacon inside the caves, and then you go to the caves, but then you just don't go to Garrote Gorge for a while, they can fall very far out of sync. But I'm going to try and keep them in sync. The reason is because, obviously the main thing we want is the artifacts from the cave, but every time Garrote Gorge resets, it would be really, really nice to get those 3 horseshoes every 6 months. So we are going to be doing some training. One, like, the obvious benefit of training is that it makes you stronger, but the other, less obvious benefit is that it causes game time to elapse and brings us closer to the next point when Garrote Gorge will reset. Oh, and I guess while we're talking about reset timers, I should mention Alvar and Ravenshore, because we picked up artifacts in those 2 locations as well, in the secret artifact locations. These 2 areas, I'm pretty sure, are on a 2-year reset timer, so we won't excuse me, we won't have to worry about them resetting for a long, long time. One very quick way, my flight has expired. One quick way to tell whether an area has reset is to go to the stables, and if, like every other Might and Magic 6 player, you immediately pick up the horseshoes whenever you can. If you come and you see that there are more horseshoes, that is your immediate hint that the entire map that you're on has reset. Okay, now with that all said, take a look at the date. In the game right now it is the 9th of February, so if we fast forward 6 months, that would take us to August. So around the 9th, 10th, beginning of August is when we will start paying attention to the date and trying to get to Garrote Gorge at the exact time so that, we don't waste too much time. But for now, let's just train as much as we can.
Excellent. Excellent.
And you can see we just gained a lot of levels. Went from level 1 to level 15.
Excellent.
She gained a few levels as well. Ithilgor is a new addition to our party. He hasn't gained any experience yet. Sorry, Blackthorn as well hasn't gained, I don't think, any experience since we picked her up. So for now, the main thing we just did was we gave these two a boost. Now, one very important thing is they've gained a bunch of health. So they are in less danger from one-hit kills or like two-hit kills. They'll be a bit sturdier, and of course these skill points are going to be great. Let's go ahead and start boosting body magic. Arms Master, we'll start putting points into Arms Master when there's nothing else to put points into. But we do want to become shield experts pretty soon to get rid of the recovery penalty. Chain expertise as well would be nice. Bow, likewise, all we're getting is attack bonus, so we'll hold off until every other skill is topped off. In fact, we might never put points into bow and arms master. But I mean, for 500 gold, we're getting +1/+1, which I think is okay. Put some points into mace, and don't really need to put points into meditation yet. We'll hold off on that. We'll save points for when we acquire other magic schools. And with you, what do we want? Obviously, Dagger would be nice. You can become master in leather, and you are close to eliminating your recovery penalty. Shield is a wasted skill on you. I wish we could actually refund those points, but we can't. You, likewise, can never become expert arms master, so don't really want to worry too much about that. Again, I'm going to hold off on the points and spend them on things that are immediately useful to us. Like, there's no need to spend points if you don't have to. You wait until you feel the need to, and then you spend them, and I think that's a good way to go about things. We've gone from February to June, elapsed a lot of time in the game. Not enough to get Garrote Gorge to reset, but we are more than halfway towards the next reset. So that is good. And now, before we go back to the Dagger Wound Islands, I actually need to go back to Alvar for a moment. And not that there's anything we need from Alvar specifically, but we actually need to go back to Murmur Woods. And we're going to do an overland transition. And we're going to be just going... If you didn't have flight, the easiest way would be to take the road. But if you do have flight, you just come up here and sit down. And don't even worry about the ogres, because we're not going to be fighting them yet. We just want to run all the way to the west edge of the map. And we are in Murmur Woods. One thing to take note of, Might and Magic 7 did this as well. We entered the map from up here, but the game put us down here. So no matter where you make the transition, it'll put you on a fixed transition point. And that happens to be on the road. Now, on the one hand, that's good because, you know, it means you won't accidentally, if you weren't intending to, like if you came into the map up here, you'd be surrounded by basilisks and wisps. So it puts you usually in a safe location. But on the other hand, I kind of don't like it because it takes a bit of the thought out of the game, because you'd have to weigh the benefits and drawbacks of you know, cutting corners and making a quick transition into some random part of the map that you don't even know if it's safe or not, versus going the long way and taking the road. So in that way, I feel like it, you know, makes the game slightly less interesting. It also makes, I feel like having the ability to transition into specific points of the map would also make speedrunning more interesting. Although this is not a speedrun, so that isn't relevant to us, but you know, every once in a while you... God, just back off, man. I was gonna say, every once in a while I do like speedrunning, not necessarily the whole game, but parts of the game, you know, seeing like how quickly can I make it to the dragon, like things like that. Anyway, we are in Murmur Woods. You might be wondering what am I going to do here, and don't worry, I am not about to waste another 15 minutes looking for a probably non-existent Dark Elf Pilgrim, although how hilarious would it be if we found one? Like, that would just be the icing on the cake. But no, we're not. We're looking for something else that I didn't get the first time around. And I'm looking for something on the map to help orient me. I think somewhere. So there's some stuff that we forgot to pick up the first time around, and I think what we need to be doing is it's around here. So as you can see, there are lots of blue dots on the ground. Most of them are reagents that we're not really interested in, at least not yet. Eventually, when we're doing alchemy, we will just be buying our reagents. No, we're looking for some other more useful things, and how have I not... Okay, finally. So, you see there are horseshoes on the ground, but unlike the other maps, they are not as easy to find. They are just basically lying out in the wilderness. And the way that I kind of locate them is that, okay, here's the first one. There's going to be another one to the west. Up there. Horseshoe number 2. And then a third one to the south of that. And I think those are all the horseshoes. So, this triangle, slightly to the southeast of this star thing on the map, that is my, like, point of reference for how to find these horseshoes. Alright, so we're gonna pick them up. As I mentioned, we are going to be giving horseshoes to Blackthorn for a while. Okay, we need to move because we're not interested in fighting the wisps right now. We're actually going to go back to Ravenshore, and these horseshoes are going to go to you. And yeah, just go ahead and take all of them. The reason we're giving horseshoes to you is I kind of want to fast track getting her to master level swordsmanship, or swordswoman, sword. Is there a term? Like sword fighting, I guess. Like I was looking for a gender neutral term. And I believe she is skilled enough to become expert, and indeed the expert teacher is right here. So that's good, and let's see what has expertise in sword done for us. It reduces recovery time, which is always a great bonus. Oh, and while we're here, let's talk to her about where the master teacher is. The master teacher is in Garrote Gorge, in the Dragon Hunter camp. There's a Grand Master as well, Charles Quixote, I guess, also in Garrote Gorge. What? No. Mayon Dragon Tracker. That's the name of the teacher, and he has, I guess, joined the retinue of Charles. So that's how we find him. All right. Now that that's done, what is next on our agenda? So somewhere in Ravenshore is a place, like I really want to get rid of the stuff that we're carrying. So I want to get rid of the fruit and the brandy. So I really should have looked this up before recording. I apologize for my lack of professionalism. But let's see if I can do this quickly. I just want to find out where the place is that I can sell the Tobersk fruit. Okay, so this wasn't too hard. It is in the other part of town, right there. Perhaps it's you? Yes, it is you. So, just sell all this fruit. Made a nice bit of money, and more importantly, freed up a lot of our inventory. Next, I do also want to sell the pulp. I'm not going to be doing too much trading. You can make a decent amount of money, because not only can you sell stuff, right, because you can also buy pulp and then sell it at a profit. Like, if we're going to go to Alvar to sell our pulp, I guess we'll buy as much pulp as we can. How much are we going to... We'll keep doing this until...
There's no room in the pack.
Wow, okay. 2 inventories almost completely filled. Well, I guess we can't buy any more pulp. The game won't allow us. Probably for the best. Now let's go to Alvar and sell the pulp. I was just talking about how much I like my inventory space, and then I completely destroy it immediately after saying that. But we are going to get rid of this pulp pretty soon. Let me just look this up. This should not be too bad. And for this, we need to go to the southern small little settlement, which had the second tavern that we had to play Archimage at. So we're just gonna go there, and we're going to sell all this pulp, and we'll see how much money we get. I'm really just doing this for the novelty of it. You don't need to... You don't need to go through such convoluted lengths to make money in this game. Here we go, let's just sell all the pulp. Hopefully the game allows us to sell all of it. I don't think it's going to not let us sell all of it. We're not going to buy any brandy because, like I said, it's a... We made a... not even that much of a profit. These... You know what? We are finally strong enough to deal with these ogres, so... Let's actually protect the civilians for a change. And now I think we're done with the preliminary stuff that I wanted to do before heading over to Dagger Wound Island and starting the game properly. What are we gonna do now? Well, I don't think there's enough time in this video to do the entire quest, but what we can do is fly around the map, killing everything. So one of, well, killing everything that's hostile. One of my objectives is to kill every hostile entity in every map.
Hello.
You know, outdoor overland map, as well as, you know, the indoor maps, the dungeons. At least once. So this is going to be trivial. These are enemies that you're meant to be fighting at level 1. And we are here with a level 50 character, we're here with the dragon, we're here with the... Well, we trained ourselves to level 15.
Got one.
That was easy.
Okay, I feel like, I thought maybe somebody had slipped behind us, but I don't think so. It's a bit of, like, directional audio in this game, but sometimes it can get pretty confusing, and it can mislead you. And I guess no point. I'll take some of the potions as well. Could be useful for alchemy later on. But I'm not going to be picking up reagents. That's just a bit too... Okay, so periodically soldiers will respawn by these boats. I think maybe eventually they stop respawning. But for a while... At least, for a while at least, they're gonna be coming back from time to time. So...
That was easy.
We'll be checking
That was easy.
back every once in a while. You see these guys, I'm pretty sure they just spawned in. So let's heal Elspeth. She does have regeneration, but let's help her out a little bit. And let's also be careful when we are targeting Ithilgor's attacks, because it is a ranged attack. And if it's targeting an enemy, but if there's a friendly unit in between, it will hit the friendly unit. And I would rather... Excuse me? I guess we already hit a friendly unit? Let me check something. So he's the only one that's hostile. Let me try something. If I load my game, is that going to reset him, or is he going to be forever upset? He is just permanently angry at us. Well, shucks. Nobody saw that? Nobody? Okay. Well, this is a bit of a... okay. So this guy, I don't think we can kill with as much impunity.
Too easy.
Because, yes, he is close enough that other people are going to turn hostile. So we're gonna have to herd him away. I mean, we're just gonna say that these guys were turncoats helping the pirates. Even though they're really not, but let's try and
Got one.
spice this up a little. And nobody's angry at us? No, nobody... for a while it looked like there were enemies, but no, it's just these bits of volcanic projectiles hitting the ground. And I think maybe the pirates have stopped spawning for now. There's another one that is trying to run away. He is not going to get far. How long is our flight? It's gonna be there for quite a while. There are more pirates to the south. We're gonna deal with them. There's another pirate, an admiral. Admiral Clausewitz on that boat. We're gonna be dealing with him shortly because he is actually pretty dangerous, and I'm worried right now that we might be in range of him. And unlike these pirates, he does have a ranged attack. What is this? Yeah, it actually might be useful because we don't have that spell yet. Catalyst, not so much. I don't think we need a scroll of Wizard Eye. We'll have Ithilgor hold on to the gens. And actually, we're finding potions of cure disease. I think these might actually be tied to a quest that we have to do, so I'm not going to actually use them. Because think it's similar to the scrolls of stone to flesh. Well, this could have gone better. I was trying to be very clever. Let's see if... Do you have water walk? You do. So, yeah. So we're fine. All we need to do is... Oh. We need to go close enough so that he isn't hitting us with his ranged attack. Now, we're not hitting him with our ranged attack, but we're hitting him with some pretty heavy melee attacks. I prefer fighting him like this because I do think that maybe... Now we don't have to worry about drowning damage because we did cast Water Walk. I was going to say that maybe these guys, I'm pretty sure these Admiral type enemies can break your stuff if you let them attack you. So just don't want to take that risk. There's another island. Some of these pirates have fallen victim to the
That was easy.
to the environmental hazards. All right. You know what? Go ahead and take some more intellect. And now we're just gonna fly around. Anybody on this island? This is a late game dungeon, the Uplifted Library, which does have an artifact inside of it, but we're not ready to go there just yet. Alright, another one of these dudes. We know how to deal with them. Alright. Again. Avoid his shot. Get close. I think, oh, maybe his projectiles are hitting us? Or it's just... I think maybe it's just the lighting effect. I don't think they're hitting us, because we would have taken damage at some point if his projectiles actually were making contact with us. Come on. Alright, let's loot his corpse. What else? One thing you can do is there are cannons. This cannon is pointed at that ship. You can fire the cannon, and it does nothing. That's literally it. And you can see it kind of making contact with the ship. You can do... I mean, this is just comical, but I don't think anything actually comes from doing that. But it's just a fun little thing you can do if you want. Alright. Now, I'm gonna wrap... well, we've got one more of these dudes to deal with. Let's take care of him in... So, we finally took a hit. Okay, this is a bit annoying. I did not deal with him properly. I got cocky. You know, sometimes it happens. I got overconfident because of, you know, the strong party that I have at the beginning of the game, but I really should realize that I'm not invincible. Strong, yes, but not indestructible. Or let's... I think he's too close to the railing. Yeah, I think he's too close to the railing and his projectiles are going over it.
I got it!
But we can just kill him. And luckily he didn't take anybody down. Took down your dagger? That's really annoying, because nobody can fix it. So I'm gonna have to go to the weapon shop to have that repaired, which I am just gonna do. Before we do the last few things in the northwest part of the map. 'Cause I do kind of want my party firing on all cylinders. Yes. Yes, it's overkill. But, hang on a second. Didn't she have a dagger? Like, she started with the master dagger. What did I... And then I gave her... What did I do with her dagger? Did I just... sell it? I should have given it to Elspeth. That was a misplay on my part. Not that it makes a huge difference, but it really... dropped the ball a little bit there. Looks like more people have respawned. So let's deal with them. And let's hopefully not aggro any more of the good guys. I do think they stop spawning after a while. At least that's the vague recollection that I have. It might be that it changes from patch to patch, but I do have a feeling that they will stop.
That one was weak.
Okay, we need to back off a little bit. And somebody's running away. Good shot. Good shot, sorry. Alright, now we've got a few more islands. And we're definitely not doing this map in the intended way. You're intended to use these teleporters. And I will be showing you how the teleporters work next video, where we do the opening quest in the manner that the game intends. But for now, I just want to get one thing done, which is I want all these islands cleared, and then we're probably going to wrap things up, to be honest. There's a bit of unexplored stuff over here, and I just want to make sure that there's absolutely nothing there, although it's obvious that there isn't. But just for the sake of being thorough, let's poke our heads down here, and indeed nothing there. Now we can turn around and go back and see what awaits us in the northwest. I mean, I know what awaits us. We can already level up a little bit with you as well. Levels are not just good for our party, but fantastic for getting us closer and closer to the next respawn in Garrote Gorge and the Dragon Caves. So this is all wonderful, and we are in the final island. This is the final dungeon that you're supposed to do in order to leave the island, which we completely bypassed, which we are going to be tackling in the next video. For now, what I'm going to do is, before I start wrapping things up, I'm going to just take another look. More of these jokers have come out of the boats. We're going to be fighting them for a while. If they do stop eventually, then that's fine. But if they spawn infinitely, then I'm not going to count them as enemies to kill for the purposes of completionism. Similar to, you know, when I was doing the Lair of the Wolf. Ooh. Easy there, boys. In the Lair of the Wolf, swordsmen would spawn every time you walked through certain hallways. So those ones did not count.
That was easy.
as far as I was concerned, in terms of like killing everybody who was on the map when you got onto it. That's kind of how I see things. But we will kill this last group because we are getting some small bits of experience, and our party is low enough in level that they're actually going to gain a couple levels out of it. Alright. And another small eruption over there. Ooh, one thing I'm gonna do is I don't know why it didn't occur to me more people have spawned behind us. We'll worry about them when we get back. I was gonna say, I don't know why this didn't occur to me to do it while we were there, but I feel like while we were on one of these islands, I saw a barrel. And I guess might as well see what's inside here. I think that's a cure disease potion. Yes. Now it's all coming back to me. There is indeed a quest. Power Stone. I might as well pick it up. Doing everything out of order. I don't really want to pick up garbage. I'll take these potions because we can do stuff with them. Catalysts, they just affect potion strength, so you know, not really. I mean, they're useful in their own way, but I prefer doing alchemy for the purposes of making new things. And another cure disease potion, which we're gonna hang on to. It's too low level for me to worry about. I will take these 2 points of intellect though. And now, you know what, let's do one final round of killing the pirates that have spawned. Let me just heal everyone up a little bit. See what the... Oh, you can level up as well. That is fantastic. You are very far from gaining another level, which is the main reason why I was giving her the horseshoes, because that's going to be the easiest way for us to take her up to sword mastery. Anyway, let's go ahead and you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to fight them from this direction just in case. Like, I don't want one of my stray projectiles to go past them and hit somebody in the town. All the lizard men are already dead.
Got it.
I think the idea is that they're coming out of these boats. Now the boats aren't moving, but I think you're supposed to imagine that the pirates are landing more people in these boats, so you kind of have to suspend your disbelief a little bit and like fill in the blanks. Like read between the lines and not just take the scene at purely face value.
That was easy.
Either that or these boats were just completely stuffed full of pirates, like a kind of water-based clown car, and these guys are just slowly coming out of them. You know, either or, but I think the idea is that these pirates are coming out of these boats one way or another. Yeah, sure, we'll deal with this last group. And then we'll wrap. And more of them have spawned on the other side, but I think after this group we are going to take a bit of a break from all this pirate killing. Yeah, see how easy it is when... Okay, this is getting a bit silly. Yeah, you know what, you guys have fun. I'm done killing you. Let's, Ooh, hey, I think that guy interacted with the cannon to fire at this now abandoned ship. So good job.
You wish I knew.
Lizard Man lookout.
I've never seen one.
I guess the lookouts are
I've never
different
seen
from
one.
the others, like the farmers and the villagers.
I've never seen
Maybe
one.
that's
I wish I
what
knew.
their job is,
I've never
to
seen one.
occasionally fire the cannons that don't do anything. But anyway, I think that is going to be all for this episode. And we are going to wrap things up. We didn't do that much, but as I promised, we are slowly, slowly coming down from the adrenaline high of robbing the dragons and doing stuff that is relatively more mundane. And even though we're still kind of not engaging with this map in the way you're intended to, but we did go around, we killed everything that was a one-time spawn. The only thing left is these repeated spawns of the pirates from the boats. We'll not worry about them for now. What I'll do is, in between episodes at some point, I'll see whether they are infinite spawns or if they stop spawning. I'm pretty sure they stop spawning at some point, but it's been a long time since I've played, so I'll give you confirmation one way or another later on. So next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go to all the houses in Blood Drop Village. So this entire region is called either Dagger Wound Island or the Dagger Wound Islands. I've seen it referred to both ways, but this village is called Blood Drop. We'll talk to everybody here. We'll pick up a few quests, and we'll get going on the actual main quest, which is to go through a series of teleporters and get the teleporter from the village to the ship working. Because right now the story is that this village is cut off, and you have to do something about it. And by doing something about that, you help yourself. You leave. Like, I know we've already bypassed all of that, but we are now finally in the next episode going to engage with it properly. Alright, and on that note, it is time to draw it to a close. Really hope you enjoyed this, relatively, well, rather than saying less exciting, let's just call it a more relaxed episode compared to what we had been doing in previous episodes. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, do consider leaving a like, and if you want to follow along with the series, do consider subscribing as well. And in either case, I do hope I will see you in the next one. And until then, take care.